Hey, what's up, Midsummer Classic fans? This is Justin. I'm the guitar player and the singer for Midsummer Classic. I'm going to run you through a little bit about what I like to play and why I like to play.
So what kind of guitar is that?
So this is a 2004 Gibson Les Paul Standard with Burstbucker pickups. This is actually the guitar that I use for the in the recording. I use it for the rock parts of the songs because it has that good, that real heavy 1970s rock type of sound. I also play, this is my Stellar Les Paul. For those of you that don't know, because you probably don't know, Stellar is a knockoff Les Paul company that doesn't exist anymore, but at the time, let me tell you, if you got one, you got a deal, because they are $250 guitars that are so much nicer than the Epiphone Les Pauls that were $600. So I got a real steal on that. We got another one of those right here. Play those every once in a while at shows, especially the green one because it's pretty freaking awesome looking. And here's my Strats. That is a 2012 Texas Special Strat. I use that for the reggae part of our recording. And then right here is a 2007 Fender Deluxe Player Strat. Both those guitars were about $600 each, but the thing I like about them the most is that they play like the $1,000 Fenders because they have all American parts. They just happen to be made in Mexico. So they have that going for them. And then for some of the acoustic parts of the CD, I used my Martin DX1, which is the entry-level Martin. But if you ever played a Martin before, I can tell you right now, the entry-level ones are pretty nice entry-level guitars. So those are some of the guitars I have. I've got some shitters sitting around here that I use. That's the bass that I use to record bass sometimes. So yeah, that's pretty much my guitars. I like to play with, my favorite guitar player, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, plays with super slinky strings, but he plays with the extra thick ones, and I kind of got in the habit of doing that too. So my bottom string is actually a 53, whereas most people play with a 43 or 42. And the 53 gives you that real, like if I play with my tube screamer, that real. So like if you play a blues style like I like to play, when you hit the bass string, it gives that real thick bluesy tone. So yeah, that's like the guitars I like to play.
Why don't you talk to us about your pedals there?
So yeah, this pedal board is basically purchased for Midsummer Classic, since I've had Midsummer Classic. I got my acoustic simulator here, use that at live shows sometimes. I got my power stack here. It's basically the best distortion pedal that I could find that mimics the tone of what the orange sounds like when you put the distortion on. I absolutely despise this pedal, but I just happen to have it. When you combine these two together, it gives you a nice, thick British lead tone. Everyone knows that the Ibanez tube driver gives you real good blues. Real good blues tone. I got my Fender Chromatic Tuner. I got my Dunlop Standard wah. I use that in the Bridge of Dangerous. I've got my MXR Eddie Van Halen phaser, what I actually got that for free with my Les Paul that I'm playing. I got my Harmonist pedal, which I don't know what key it's set on. You can kind of play like the old Boston leads with it. I haven't used it too much yet for this band, but I think on the next CD I'm going to use it for a riff that you guys haven't heard yet. I got my Super Chorus pedal, which was a nice buy. I got it on sale for like $40, and it's a lot cheaper than what it is. And then these are pretty, low-level delay pedals, but I actually really like them. I used one for my regular strumming, like the gives you that real Slave Stupid slapback tone. And then when I get into the more intense rhythm, I turn both of them on. It gives me that real slapback echo tone. So that's the pedals I use. Yeah, and I also use Monster cables. They're kind of expensive, but that's why I only have 2 of them. So.
Why don't you talk to us about your amps?
Yeah. So my amps. This is a childhood dream realized right here. Ever since I played in my first band, I was a drummer when I was 14. I remember seeing people with orange amps, and I was like, man, I want to have those so bad someday. So basically, every single holiday since I've been about 17 or 18 years old, I've tried to build up money to get these, and I finally could afford it. Working jobs and stuff too. That's a compact 412. I got it on sale for $700. If you get the regular one, it's like $1,500. So getting the compact one is a nice deal. And then I really like the look of like the castle stack, if you will. So I got 2 1x12 cabinets, And then I've got the orange Tiny Tear 15-watt head. This is what we use in the studio. That's how I got my guitar tones. I really like this amp because if you use it for clean tone, it's got a really good clean tone. But then because it's such a, back it up a little bit, because it's such a small amp, when you crank it, it gets that really nice overdrive tone. And the problem that a lot of people have with amps is everyone knows that amps sound best when they're turned up loud. So since this is a smaller amp, I can turn it up about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way for live shows where I have the distortion on. And you get that natural tube distortion tone from it. And it's just really what I like to use to model our sounds based on. But yeah, I mean, that's my setup. Usually for live shows, I'll either play the Les Paul or the Fender. And I appreciate you guys watching the video right now. Check it out Midsummer Classic and stay tuned for some more videos from Midsummer Classic.